Hello, and welcome to this in-depth look at greenhouse gas emissions. In this video, we'll explore what greenhouse gas emissions are, their sources, and their impacts on our planet, drawing on the knowledge of famous scientists and research from leading magazines. So, what are greenhouse gas emissions? Greenhouse gases are gases that trap heat in the atmosphere, acting like a blanket that keeps the Earth warm. According to NASA, carbon dioxide, CO2, is the primary greenhouse gas emitted by human activities, such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. Methane, CH4, and nitrous oxide, N2O, are also potent greenhouse gases, emitted by agriculture and land use practices. The concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has increased significantly in recent decades, causing global warming and climate change. In fact, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, states that the Earth's temperature has increased by 1.1 degrees Celsius since pre-industrial times, and that human activities are the main cause of this warming. The impacts of climate change are far-reaching, from rising sea levels and increased frequency and severity of natural disasters to food and water shortages and human health impacts. According to a report by the World Health Organization, climate change is expected to cause 250,000 additional deaths per year between 2030 and 2050, primarily from malnutrition, malaria, diarrhea, and heat stress. So, what can we do to reduce greenhouse gas emissions? Famous scientists, such as Dr. James Hansen, have called for an urgent transition to renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power. In fact, research by the International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, shows that transitioning to renewable energy could reduce global CO2 emissions by up to 70% by 2050. Improving energy efficiency is another important action we can take to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. According to the International Energy Agency, improving energy efficiency could reduce global Colorado II emissions by 8.6 gigatons by 2040. This includes actions such as upgrading buildings and appliances to be more energy efficient. Reducing waste is another important action we can take to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. According to the United Nations Environment Program, if food waste were a country, it would be the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases after China and the United States. Composting and reducing consumption of single-use items can help reduce waste and associated greenhouse gas emissions. Supporting sustainable land use practices, such as reforestation and regenerative agriculture, can also help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. According to research by Project Drawdown, these practices could reduce global Colorado II emissions by up to 23.2 gigatons by 2050. Finally, shifting to low-carbon transportation options is also crucial. Electric and hybrid vehicles, public transportation, biking, and walking are all options that can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. In conclusion, greenhouse gas emissions are a significant challenge that requires urgent action. By transitioning to renewable energy sources, improving energy efficiency, reducing waste, supporting sustainable land use practices, and shifting to low-carbon transportation options, we can make progress towards a more sustainable future. Thank you for watching, and let's work together to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and limit the worst impacts of climate change.